wondering how he got here.
Let's replay it back.
Once upon a time, there were two children, a brother and a sister, whose names were Hansel and Gretel. They lived with their aunt and stepmother. Times were hard and the family had a tough life. One night, the children were woken up by a conversation in the next room. The aunt didn't think the plan was a good idea.
We need to abandon the children. They eat far too much.
I'm not gonna abandon my brother's children. How could you? They're your children.
They're not my children.
Hansel, we're gonna die tomorrow.
Don't worry about it. Just get a good night's sleep.
Hansel soothed, and as soon as his sister fell asleep, he went outside and filled his pockets with as many pebbles as he could. Then he went to bed. The next morning,
Wake up, guys. We need some wood. Here's your food for the day. It's gonna be a long day.
they went deep into the forest. On the way, Hansel stopped every few steps and dropped a pebble behind him without telling anyone. After a while, they stopped.
Stay here for the day. Stay here for the day.
Preserve your food.
Hansel and Gretel waited the whole day. They couldn't believe that their aunt would actually leave them.
I'm not gonna come back, Gretel. It's okay though. I have some food and I left some pebbles on the way there. We'll come back later.
They did just as Hansel had said. The next morning, they followed the trail Hansel had made and tried to find their way home.
We've been walking for hours and hours. We're going in a circle.
Hold on. I see a house. And it's made of candy.
Let's go to
Came
it.
closer, they saw that the house was built entirely from chocolate with a roof made of cake and windows made of clear sugar. Suddenly, the door opened and an old woman came out of the house. She seen the children and let them in. They went in and started looking around the house.
Were you guys eating my house? Whatever. Here's some food, guys. Stay warm. Eat a lot.
So when the brother and sister thought they were in heaven, they started to get sleepy.
Stupid children. I'm gonna fatten you up and eat you.
She dragged Hansel into a small dark room and locked him up. Only then did Hansel and Gretel understand that she was not a nice old lady, but a witch.
Wake up, girl. Cook something for your brother so I can fatten him up.
Gretel had no other option, so she started cooking for her brother.
3 weeks later.
Hansel would stick out a little bone, and because the witch couldn't see very well, she thought it was his finger.
You're still skinny.
A few moments later.
Let me check your finger here. You're still so skinny. Hey, you! Go fill up that pot with water. It's my biggest pot. I'm gonna cook your brother today.
Gretel prayed for a miracle to happen.
Okay, since you filled it up, go check if it's hot enough. How? Are you dumb? It's so easy. It's just like this.
Vicious witch burned to a crisp.
Hi! Hansel, the witch is dead. You can go.
Untie it.
Come on. Someone help me. Oh, look, treasure.
Let's get it.
And the children filled their pockets with as many gems as they could. The brother and sister walked for a few hours before they managed to leave the witch's wood. The sun was setting when they finally got to a bridge they knew well, which was close to their house. As they got close to the house, they saw their aunt sitting on the porch looking more miserable than ever. The two children ran up to their miserable-looking aunt and joyfully hugged each other.